On April 24, I got invited into server. Someone has made it specifically to go after Fanto, the biggest YouTuber in Please Donate, and they wanted me to be in the mod team. I said yes, and within a few days, I was watching the owner tell me to leave the spies alone, organize a raid on custom Discord, and use his mod as free recruiters. And that's when it hit me. This community doesn't have an accountability problem, it has a power problem. Nobody actually wants things to get better, they want to be the one in charge of how bad things stay. And that server is just one example, because the community, it has gone too far, in more ways than one. My name is Bastio, this is Donation Uncensored, and today we're getting into all of it. Let's start with the thing that gets talked about the most, but never actually gets fixed. Rich hunting. Hear me out, because what's happening right now is different. It's not some random kid walking up to with a banging. And what we are seeing in 2026 is organized, like actually organized. These are groups of people working together using third-party Discord tools they are not supposed to have to track down players who are donating large amounts. And the key thing here is that these players had their joins turned off, and these groups still found them. So how did it work once they were in the server? They pile in. They start writing fake messages in their target's booth. Things like OMG you're so generous to lure them over. And the second that person comes to look, they get swarmed with donation requests. Some of them say they're recording, I'm putting you on YouTube if you don't donate. A lot of the time they're not even recording anything. It's pressure, that's all it is. What makes this hard to ignore is the skill. These groups have had their accounts banned over and over. They make new ones, same people, fresh accounts, right back to the same thing. Some individual accounts have poured over a million Robux doing this. And then you go to Discord and you can find tutorials on how to do this. Public servers, unpublic posts, walking people through how to find rich players and get into their sessions. It's in there in the open. Anyone can find it. The community has this habit of showing a rich hunting and going that's how it is. But when you have organized networks, bypassing privacy settings and using pressure to get Robux out of people, that's harassment. And the fact that it happens inside a Roblox game doesn't make it less real. And now, scammers. And I am not going to run through the obvious stuff for 2 seconds and move on, because I think the scam problem in this game is way worse than people credit for. Let's actually go through them. The double donation scam is still the most common one, and somehow still works in 2026. Someone puts in their booth or walks up to you and says donate me X amount and I'll give you double back. You donate, they leave the server immediately. It takes them about 4 seconds and they're already in our server doing the same thing to another else. The people who fall for this are not stupid. They are actually new players who haven't seen it before. And a lot of them are younger kids who don't have a sense yet of how people operate online. And that's the thing about basically every scam in this game. They are not going after experienced players. They're going after whoever is most likely to trust them. The wheel spin is a bit more dressed up. Someone sets up a fake prize wheel, you pay Robux to spin it, and the wheel is rigged so you don't never win anything worth that you paid. Some versions of this have gotten more elaborate lately, especially in BDM servers, where people make actual UI to make it look like a real minigame. It looks official, it's not. You pay, they take it, and they either leave or keep running it to the next person. The fake livestream scam is the one that bothers me the most, and the reason is that it specifically goes after kids who don't understand how Roblox actually works. Someone runs a stream on a fake place in any game, usually one of the clones we talk about later, and they tell viewers that if you give a certain amount in-game currency, you get Robux back. They have a whole system. Alexa gift equals 100,000 Robux. None of it is real. The in-game currency they're asking for is not Robux. Donating it does nothing to our Robux or wallet, but the stream looks convincing. People in the chat are faking reactions, and kids who don't know the difference just donate. And some bigger creators have run versions of this. Not always with the intent to scam, but the format exists and people have abused it, knowing the full well that in a younger audience won't catch on. We'll come back to that later. Now, here's the one that I genuinely don't think gets talked about anywhere. The island and the place donate map. If you spend time in the game, you've probably seen people on the island running tic-tac-toe matches for Robux bets. The pitch sounds fair. Play a game, winner takes the Robux. It's not fair. The person running it controls how the game goes. A lot of them will lose in the first round on purpose to make you feel confident. You think you're good at this, and you'll bet. After that goes up and you lose it. It's a con trick that's been around forever. Just move into Roblox game. And because it looks like a normal mini game, people don't clock it as a scam until Robux are gone. The thing connecting all of this is that they're all go after people who are less likely to recognize what's happening. New players, younger players, people who want to have a good time. And this community has gotten way too comfortable watching it happen and doing nothing. Alright, let's go back to where this video started. Fan12 is the biggest police donation YouTuber on the platform, over 1 million subscribers, and recently, serious allegations came out about him. Serious enough that Musashi, someone who makes expose content and knows how to read a situation, publicly confirmed the rumor on the call. I'm not going to go into the specific allegations in the video, because my job here is not to be the judge and jury. What I want to talk is about what happened after, because what happened after is the same pattern that plays out every single time something like this goes down in this community. People found out, some were upset. That second part is where my experience comes in. You already heard the hook. I got invited into server on April 24th, someone had made to expose Fan12, and they put me in the mod team. And what I saw from the inside was not accountability, it was a mess with a target on someone. The first problem I ran into was that as a mod, I couldn't ban anyone without the owner's direct approval. That sounds like a minor thing, but it became a real issue fast, because we started finding people in the server who were obviously spies, people who were them to watch and send information back find all side. I flagged them. I told the owner, these people are wrecking our info. The response was basically, I don't care, let me stay. I want them to see everything. That's not how you run an accountability server. That's a performance. He wasn't trying to actually do anything about Fan12. He wanted people watching, including the people he was supposed to be going after. And there was this announcement. He told everyone in the server to who has his official Discord, open support tickets, and flood them with reports about Fan12 using the evidence the server had. That's right. You can dress it up however you want, but organizing people to mass report someone through another platform support system is right. I hear it with another ping. Meanwhile, in the same server, mentioning external communities was against the rules, but confirmed spies were fine. Mods were told to go out and recruit more people into the server, and the server name itself had a label on it that, with a verified proof, could get the owner in serious legal trouble. The accountability culture in this community is fake. It's not about making things right, it's about clout. Whoever gets to be the person who exposed someone gets attention, gets followers, gets a platform, and in chasing that, they end up doing things that are as bad as they are calling out. Nobody in this community faces consequences. Not the people being exposed, not the people doing the exposing. Now, let's talk about something that even people who know about it don't fully understand the scale of the stolen game situation. And I want to be clear here because this topic gets misrepresented. I'm talking about games that took place on the actual assets, the map, the UI, the visual identity, and put them and Roblox into different names. The category people know this is under is PDM. Please don't ignore it. Some of them are always upfront about what they are. They say in the description it's based on Please Donate, they could have them, they're not pretending they made it from scratch. That's at least somewhat defensible. But then there are the ones that just take the files and republish them. And the reason this is so easy is that uncapitalized PDM files have been going around for YouTube and Discord for a while. You can find tutorials walking you through how to set up a clone. It takes a few minutes, and then you have a game on Roblox with Please Donate assets that you did not make. Pulling players who might not even know they are not in a real game. Some of these assets have millions of visits. Real Robux are going to people who made nothing, and that comes at the expense of the game that actually did the work. But here's the part that got me when I found it. One of these speeding games has a line in its own description to say to report and the game using stolen assets. A game sitting on stolen assets from Please Donate, telling its players to report on the game using stolen assets. That's the community in one screenshot. And the other thing that gets lost in this conversation is what it does to new players. Someone finds Please Donate for the first time, searches it up, and ends up in a clone without knowing the difference. They have a worse time because the clone isn't looked after the same way. The Mac can never play a real game and hasn't lost a player to someone who copy-pastes his work in 5 minutes. Here's the part people are not going to love. All this, the rich hunting, the raids, the stolen games, the scam, none of it will be as bad as it is with the community choosing to be fun with it. I mean the whole community, not some bad guys. So actual people in these servers making this choice every day. The same people posting Stop the Toxicity in Discord or sharing rich hunting tutorials in DMs. The people calling out scammers or organizing mass reports against creators they have personal beef with. The people who write behind in their bio celebrate when someone they dislike gets their account taken down. And it goes out the chain too. Big lawyers are not automatically the good guys. A lot of them fit into the program. They engage with rich hunters because it's content. They run donation setups that put in the worst behavior. They grow their following and making the community look chaotic because chaotic gets views. And some creators in this space, I'm going to say this directly, are part of the problem. If you have thousands of subscribers and your last video was a tutorial on how to knife bridge players in private servers, they made that choice. The people who watched it and went out and did it, that's on you. If you run a channel where you pick sides in drama based on who you're friends with and not what the evidence says, your audience is getting a good picture, that's you too. If you run a Discord that's a rally point for going after someone you don't like, and you call it accountability, you already know it's not. I'm not going to name anyone beyond what I already talked about, but ain't anyone in this community who watches this and will know if any of this applies to them. Because I said that the story of this channel is about being honest. Let me be straight into something. Not everyone in this community is like this. There are people on Please Donate who log on, set up their booth, and just have a good time. Donators who give because they want to. Mods who work hard to keep their servers clean. Girls spreading out good content without manufacturing drama together. The problem is that the part of this community is getting the most attention right now. It's not them. It's the raids, the scams, the expose servers, the stolen games. That's what shows up when someone searches Please Donate YouTube. That's what new players see first, and that shapes what people think the full thing is. The good part if this community is real. It's getting buried, and the people doing the burying doesn't seem to care. And for everyone else, stop reading the stuff as normal. Stop sharing the rich hunting guides. Stop running the raid servers. stop watching the fake donation streams. Every one of them is a choice. This channel exists because I think the police needed space, the servers coverage, and the actual choice to be fair. Not the softest possible taking everything, not rage by our video, someone going it, finding out what's actually happening, and saying it clearly. If that sounds like something you want to stick around for, subscribe and hit the bell. The Discord is in the description. Comment and tell us what should we cover next. And if something said in this feed is wrong, drop it in the comments. I'll look at it. If you're right, I'll say so. See you next one.